on, guys? All around England coming at you, and today we're going to be doing a video on how to do a Neko rig and just the basics of it, how to fish it. I'm going to tell you guys how to tie it up, or at least how I tie it up, and I'm going to have a couple video clips at the end of this tutorial on me fishing it. Now, over the weekend, because today is Monday, so, well, technically today would be Tuesday because it's about 12 a.m. here. But anyways, over the weekend, I went out with my dad and my buddy Ty. Saturday I went on my buddy Ty. It was his first time fishing, and he managed to catch a nice little largie on the Neko rig. We were just throwing out yum dingers, Neko rigged, and it's one of those rigs. I mean, it's personally one of my favorite rigs behind a Texas rig or a drop shot for finesse fishing. And we're just flipping it, and we're at this pond, which you'll see in the video, casting right out to the edge of a weed line, and you're just working it, and it produces really good bass. I mean, it was his first time fishing and he caught one on it, and it's not that hard to fish. It's a very versatile rig. It's a very subtle action, and it will produce some nice largemouth. It provokes them. I mean, the way it sits in the water, it drives them nuts. They love it. So Sunday, me and my dad totaled about 12 fish. Out of those 12 fish, I say that four of them were over like a pound, pound and a half. We caught one 3-pounder, a 2.5-pounder, and maybe like a 1, and the rest were just dinks. I mean, it was bad fishing conditions too Sunday. I mean, it was really windy. It was like 90 degrees out, so we're fishing in the afternoon. The sun is just shining down on us, it's just burning up, and the conditions weren't really that great. We were out for about 2 hours. But, to produce that much fish, I mean, in 2 hours, it was great. I mean, it was fun. And my dad, he doesn't really fish finesse style. He's old school, he likes his worm and bobber, or like a leech and bobber, like minnow on the bottom, whatever. So we did a little challenge, too, where, we did finesse fishing, artificial presentation versus a live bait presentation. And the live bait presentation failed to the artificial presentation, which, again, we didn't get that much clips. The camera situation right now is pretty poor. I'm actually just filming on my phone. So I'm saving up, trying to get a GoPro, bring you guys some better content. But, we ran out of time, ran out of memory on my SD card, so we got a couple good clips. We got a clip of the 2.5-pounder, which was nice because all the biggest fish were caught on the Neko rig, where all the little dinks totaled up on the worm and bobber. So, I was working the Neko rig, he was working the Neko rig, and I allowed him 2 pulls in the water because, I want him to practice with the finesse style fishing because he doesn't really fish finesse, like I said, he's more old school. So, it was nice to see him, catch a nice 2-pounder, 2.5 on the Neko rig, and we scaled him too. And the 3-pounder, unfortunately, I didn't get on film or really a picture of because the phone had died. I mean, I was recording for 20 minutes, my battery was pretty low, so, it was terrible as far as the media goes that day. But Saturday, went out with Ty, and we managed to catch about 5. He caught about 3, I caught about 2. I really just caught 2 dinks, but I did catch a nice largie that had a white eye, which was really weird. It was like he's maybe a deformity. I don't know, it looked like he had a glass eye, so it was pretty crazy because I've never caught a bass with a white eye, so that was pretty cool too. Those were all caught on the Neko rig again. But anyways, enough talking. I'm going to show you how to rig this thing up, and then I will put on the clips of us fishing it after the end of this tutorial. So thank you for watching, stay tuned. So, I'm going to rig up the Neko rig here. 3 things you need. Number 1 is obviously your bait. This is a Zoom split tail and chartreuse, which for me works pretty good in ponds. I mean, it has a lot of action. You want a plastic with a thicker head, more or less, like something that's got like a really thick, wide body, something that you're going to be able to drive that screw into pretty easily. So you take your plastic and a little screw, nothing crazy, just a screw that's like maybe about half the size of the worm, and you're just going to drive that screw directly into the head of the worm. Now, you might ask, why are we doing this? Why are we putting a perfectly good self-tapping screw into a worm? Well, because that is the action that it gives off in the water that really attracts that bite. And I mean, right now in northern Illinois, I mean, for what I've seen, the ponds are kind of a little late on the spawning. I mean, they're bedding right now. They're spawning, male chasing bluegills, garden fry. He's doing his thing. The females are out there on, the beds. The bass are just bedding all around. And, I mean, the conditions aren't the greatest. But, it is pre-spawn. I mean, they're still spawning. Some ponds and some lakes are a little later than others. But, the Neko rig is where that comes in. I mean, this thing is perfect for raiding beds. I mean, the way that it sits in the water with the heavy end, like if I drop this worm, you see how that drops like that? Like, you see how much heavier that is? So when that's in the water, it's going across the bottom, kind of like a shaky head. Almost like a shaky head. It's all action. That thing's moving around, doing its thing. Now this is where the hook comes in. The hook that I use is a Gamakatsu drop shot hook. I forget the size on this. I'm not too sure on the size, but I mean, don't quote me, but I want to say it's like a size, like a 3/0 hook or something. I'm not sure, but Gamakatsu drop shot hook. You can also use like the little octopus hooks. Any one of those is fine. Like something with a nice round bend, where if you go to pull up to set the hook, it's going straight in his lip, and it's just gonna set him. So like I said, hook. I mean, whatever you prefer. Not too big, not too small. Like I'd say, if you're gonna use something like this, which is about like 4 inches, maybe 3.5. I would want that hook. You want that hook to sit right about here in the back. I'm gonna show you how to hook it. To hook it, all you want to do is take the worm or whatever plastic you're using, and you're going to drive the tip of the hook right in the middle of him, like right here. Again, sorry about the quality on the camera. The camera situation's not the best right now, but you're just going to drive this hook facing away from the screw into the worm. And that is going to sit just like that. Now what's nice about this bend on the eye of the hook, you can see that it bends right there. That's nice because it's going to rest like that. When it's in the water, it's resting like this as you're dragging it, flipping it, whatever, and it's giving off all that action. The bass is going to hit it. You're going to set that hook and it's going to go right into him, and it's going to hook him nice. It hooks him good every time. Now, as far as line goes, I mean, again, that's just your basic Neko rig. You got the screw, you got the line going from the hook to your rod, you got your plastic. He's going along the bottom, all kinds of great action. Now, as far as the line goes, I throw this on 10-pound fluoro. Right now, my current rod for the ponds, my finesse rod or lakes, whatever I'm fishing, it's 10-pound mono. Now, I don't have Seagar on at the moment, but I do like Seagar's line. That's really all I use in all my rods besides Suffix braid if I'm fishing like top water, or if I'm getting really in some thick cover, fishing by timber, what have you, or the river. But 10-pound fluoro is good. I mean, 8 pounds good too. It just really depends on where you're fishing and the overall conditions of where you're fishing. I mean, if you're gonna go to a lake that holds 8-pound bass and you're fishing that on 6-pound fluoro, I mean, you might break your line, but that's just common sense. So it's really all you're doing, you're just gonna take that hook, drive it directly in the middle, kind of like where I like to put the hook is where the screw ends. So if the screw ends right here, where the tip of my fingernail is, I'll have that hook facing away from the worm and going under, so it sticks out like this, and it's going to rest real nice on that worm. So when you get that hook set, it's just set them and forget them. Anyways, that's a basic tutorial on how to fish it. Really how to rig it up. I mean, like I said, fishing it, you can let it fall to the bottom. It's gonna dive head first, and you can sit there in one spot and just jig it. I mean, you can bring it up, bring it down, a couple rod twitches. You don't really gotta sit there and drag it across the bottom. I mean, you can, but if you're fishing accuracy and you want to hit like a specific spot of the water column you're fishing, you can just sit there and jig it. What I do is I do a cadence. For example, let me grab this rod here. This is what is this, a Berkeley hot rod. This is a really old rod. I mean, this was a rod that I got a long time ago when I was a kid. But, I use it still to this day. I mean, everything in my tackle box I use, I take advantage of all of my property that I have, because number one, I don't want to waste my money on something I'm not going to use. And number two, you got a nice rod. This thing's lasted me about like 6 years. I only paid like $30 for it. Or what my dad did, he got it for me as a gift when I was about like 15. 14, and I've had it ever since. So basically, how to fish it, you're fishing whatever spot you want to fish, you're just working in one spot. Just a couple of twitches of the rod tip, fast action rod. I like to use a medium action fast tip, which is on this rod. It's an IM6 Cabela's Pro Guide with a 10 ball bearing fluid president, and I'm just putting it in whatever spot I want to put it in. I'm just jigging it, just whacking it a little bit, then slow reeling, like a couple tips, reel, couple tips, reel. And the thing I notice about this Neko rig too that I really love about fishing it is when you're casting this thing out, it falls really slow. Again, depending on the size of your screw and depending on the size of your plastic. Something like this might fall a little slower because, again, it's light, but something you throw that's heavier might fall a little faster because, it weighs more, obviously, so it's more dense. But the bass love, and I mean they love it. When this thing's falling to the bottom, that's when they hit it. They come off that bottom and they smack it, and when they smack it, you can feel that rod tip, and it's just, it's all around fun. Fishing this for me, like I said, it's probably one of my favorite finesse rigs, so I recommend you guys try it if you haven't. It's really good at ponds, lakes, rivers, whatever, it's all around. It's a really great rig. It's very versatile, very subtle, and it really provokes and entices a nice bite. I mean, these are just zoom split tails. You can put them on craws. I mean, you can fish it on Senkos. I fish them on a lot of yum dingers, some Senkos, split tails, whatever, plasma tails, bio spawns. It's just versatile. I mean, it's a good way to get your plastic out there. But the one thing about it, to be honest, is you're going to go through a lot of worms fishing it. You're going to go through a lot of screws. I mean, these things are nothing but a couple dollars, maybe, like not even $1 for like a 30 count, depending on where you're buying them from. And, you don't need anything fancy. It's like a zinc screw. I mean, you don't need to buy one made of gold, so it's, the screws just half the battle. But anyways, I'm going to put on the clips now of us fishing it and the fish that we did catch. I'm going to put some pictures down, some overall just good quality. I'd say this rig, again, is just one of my favorites. I mean, it works really well in terrible conditions. And, it's just all around a great rig. So if you haven't used it, I highly recommend you guys try it on. But anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to play these videos and let you guys see what this thing can do. Y'all take it easy. Hi guys, welcome to another episode of All Around Angling. Today we're going to be fishing the ponds. Doing a little footage here. We're currently at 3 fish each. Me and my dad Sam over there. Say hi. Hey. We're doing a live bait versus artificial bait presentation challenge. So far, we're tied 3-3. I'm using Wacky Rig with a little split shot on it because it is very windy. So, I'm trying to get on the bottom, just working it. He's working a leech, and he's also working a plastic bait as well, just, for fun. We got 2 rods each in the water. Well, actually, I only got 1. But yeah, Neko rig, he's got on with the screw and a Gamakatsu in the middle of it. And then what I'm working is not really your traditional Wacky Rig, but again, it's very windy. So I want to get that bait down there. Just a Wacky Rig pushed all the way up to a split shot. We're fishing, I'd say, about 5 feet of water.
Got him!
You got him?
Yes!
Oh, that's a nice one too. Man, look, there goes a live bait. I haven't even got my rod in the water yet.
No, it's a worm.
Yeah, oh, that's on the worm. Oh, that's on the artificial presentation. Yeah, bud. Man, look at that, you guys. Quality largemouth. Yeah, yeah. Look at that. Oh, that's a quality bass. Oh, pig. That's a pig. Is that a pig or what?
That's nice.
That is a pig, you guys. Holy mackerel, that's a nice bass. That's a nice bass. I mean, granted, it's not totally, you know, gymongous, but for this pond, I mean, that's a pig for this pond. But there's big bass in here. That's a nice bass, dude. There's really big. There's quality fish in here. I mean, that's. You know what? You got the scale?
Watch the tank. No, I don't use it.
Let me get my scale. Hold on. Man, that's about 2 pounds now. Yeah, that's about 2 pounds, man. Not bad. Just over 2 pounds, you guys.
Let me get a picture of him.
Yeah, here, get a picture of him. Not a bad bass at all, you guys, for the pond. Not bad. Not bad at all. Very nice quality bass. Yeah, hurry up. Let's get him in the water. Man, good day so far, guys. 4th fish, so it's 3-4 now. Again, he caught it on the Neko rig. Yum dinger. There, you got it? And you take a picture with him. Let me get a picture of you with him. Hold that guy with some pride. Hell yeah. Very nice. Oh, yeah, let me get him out. Kind of shallow over here. Healthy fish, you guys.
As free as
the wind blows, as free as the grass grows. Oh, hell no. Very nice quality fish, though, you guys. This pond holds some. Man, did I tell you or what on the plastic, Dad?
It came out as gill.
It came. What's going on, guys? We were at pond number 1, but didn't have any luck, so we're checking out pond number 2 here. Working the same thing. I was filming at the last pond, but I didn't really get that much good audio or video quality because the wind is not really in my favor today. But me and Ty, it's his first time fishing, so I figured, you know, take him out, try some ponds, try to tackle some largemouth, you know, just throw in the shaky head, black and blue yum dinger. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, the weather's decent. I mean, it isn't the best conditions. I mean, it's really sunny. But, you know, this flake should give off a good sparkle in the water. So I'm going to get this in the water and try to nail one for you guys. Stay tuned. Yeah, dude, hold on. Damn, Ty, my man, bro. Hell yeah, my man, dude. Dude, my guy, that's a nice bass, dude.
Nice bass?
Yeah, that's a nice bass. High five, dude. Hold on. All right, so fish in the pond. Ty just got a nice largie, not too bad, on the green pumpkin. Let me get the hook out of here. Yeah, let me get a picture of you.
Got him.
Got him. A little dink, but not too bad. Not too bad, guys. Set that hook, got him. Neko rig, I'm telling you, does work all around. I mean, he hit it really fast. I set that really fast as well. But just the way that hook is presented, you guys, I mean, it just really gets that hook set good. I mean, it sticks him every time. Man, I hate these little ones because this damn hook is right there. Get this hook out of him, you guys. Man, I set that one deep in there. There we go. As you can see, guys, I mean, it ain't the biggest bass in the world, but that Neko rig, it really does work all around. I mean, it just hooks him every time. Let's go for the release on him. Man, that fish was down there in the mud. Born free. And there you go.
Was just about to give up and I tied on a swim jig.
Man, look at that, guys. Not on the Neko rig, but man, very nice quality largie. Very good largie for this pond. Man, you set that one. That's in his Pierce's eyebrow there, huh?
Yeah, you got a little pierce.
Man, he did. You want my pliers, dude?
Yes, please.
Wait, do you have some in your box?
Yeah.
Look at that, you guys. Very nice quality largie. Oh yeah, boys.
Can we get some pictures?
Yeah. You got your phone?
Yeah.
So anyways, all around angling, showing you here. Some nice fish. Never give up.
Never
Always
give
be yourself.
up. Never give up.
Follow your dream
Hard
and
work
catch
pays off.
those lunkers, baby. Alright, now y'all take it easy. Stay tuned. Beautiful fish.